Morning children, I hope class 8 children are watching this video and I hope you must be keeping well. In last video we had started squares and square roots, we had seen some examples and we had completed one exercise also. In today's videos we are going to see properties of perfect squares. If you remember, perfect squares we had done. So, we will see today properties of perfect squares and some solved examples. So, let us start. Here you have properties of perfect squares. So, if you remember, what is perfect squares? Any number will be called a perfect square if that is square of any natural number. Suppose 1 square is equal to 1, 2 square is equal to 4, 3 square is equal to 9, 4 square is equal to 16. So, these numbers 1, 4, 9, 16, these numbers will be called perfect squares. Already it was done in previous class. So, here we will see some properties are there. What properties are there? A number ending in 2, 3, 7 or 8 is never a perfect square. Any number which is ending with 2, 3, 7 or 8. Any number which is ending with 2, 3, 7 or 8. That will not be a perfect square. Examples have been given, you see the numbers 82, 93, 187, 248 end in 2, 3, 7 and 8. Just you see 2, 3, 7 and 8, any number which is ending with 2, 3, 7 and 8, they will not be a perfect square. Here you see 82 is not a perfect square, 93 again is not a perfect square, 187, 248, any other number also just you put and you see that number is a perfect square or not, and you know how to find out perfect square. So, none of them is a perfect square. The number which is ending with 2, 3, 7, 8, you need to remember the number ending with 2, 3, 7, 8 will not be a perfect square. Next property you have, a number ending in an odd number. A number ending in an odd number of zeros. Odd number of zeros is never a perfect square. It means a number which is ending with 0, suppose 3, you see 1 or 3 or 5 or 7. So, any odd number is there, a number ending in an odd number of zeros. So, 1 0 or 3 0 or 5 zeros or 7 zeros. So, the number which will end with these odd zeros will not be a perfect square. Next you see, if a number when divided by 3 leaves a remainder 2, then it is not a perfect square. Again this you need to remember, if you are dividing any number and the number leaves remainder 2, you are dividing that number by 3 and remainder you have 2, then that number will not be a perfect square. Here you see example has been given 170, you divide this by 3, what you will get? 3 5 ja 15, 2 3 6 ja 18, you have remainder 2. It means this number 170 will not be a perfect square. You can find out also. Prime factorization you do and you will see that this will not be a perfect square. You can check also. Just you see, if you want to check, it can be checked. 170, 5 3 ja 15, 5 4 ja 20 and 2 1 ja 2, 2 7 ja 4. Just you see 170 can be expressed as 5 into 2 into 17. It means no pairs you have. So, if pairs will not be there, this will not be a perfect square. So, you can check other numbers also. So, any number which is being divided by 3 and leaves remainder 2, then that number will not be a perfect square. Next, you see, if a number when divided by 4 leaves a remainder 2 or 3, a number when divided by 4 leaves a remainder 2 or 3, then it is not a perfect square. Same thing is there. Suppose if any number you have 578, you divide it by 4, 4 1 ja 4, subtract 17 you got, if you are taking down 7, 4 4 ja 16, subtract 1 you will get, if you are taking down 8, 18 you will have, 4 4 ja 16, what you got? Remainder 2. So, if remainder 2 or 3 if you are getting, that number is not a perfect square if it is being divided by 4. So, any number which is being divided by 4 and leaves remainder 2 or 3, then that number will not be a perfect square. Next, you see, the square of an even number is always even, just that you can check also. Here you see, square of an even number, any even number you take 2, 4, 6, 8. So, square of 2 is 4, square of 4 is 16, square of 6 36, square of 8 64. Just you see, these numbers are what? Even number. So, the square of an even number is always even. You check out by putting some other numbers also. Next, you have the square of an odd number is always odd. This also you check out. Suppose you see 1 square is equal to 1, 3 square is equal to 9, 5 square is equal to 25, 7 square is equal to 49, then 9 square is equal to 81. So, in this way 11 square is equal to 121. In this way you can find out if any odd number you have, and square of that odd number will be always odd number. Next, you have the square of a proper fraction is smaller than the fraction. Square of a proper fraction. Proper fraction means denominator should be greater than numerator. So, proper fraction, suppose you have 2 by 3. So, the square of a proper fraction is, if you are squaring it, it means 2 by 3 into 2 by 3. So, what you will get? 4 by 3 3 ja 9. So, if you are squaring it, then square of a proper fraction is smaller than the fraction. Your fraction was 2 by 3. So, 4 by 9 always will be lesser than 2 by 3. This will be lesser than 2 by 3. Just you check out also, 4 3 ja 12 and 9 2 ja 18. Just you see, 12 is lesser than 18, that is why 4 by 9 will be lesser than 2 by 3. For every natural number n, we have n plus 1 whole square minus n square. It means for every natural number n, n plus 1 whole square minus n square, it means suppose any number if you are putting, suppose you have n, suppose n is equal to 2. So, n plus 1 is equal to 3. So, 3 square minus 2 square, 3 square minus 2 square will be what? 9 minus 4, and 9 minus 4 is equal to what? 5. So, n plus 1 whole square minus n square, it can be written as n plus 1 plus n into n plus 1 minus n. From where you got this? Suppose this is A and this is B. So, a square minus b square is equal to a plus b into a minus b. Formula we have a square minus b square is equal to a plus b into a minus b. In place of a you have n plus 1, n plus 1 square minus n square. It means a plus b means n plus 1 plus n into n plus 1 minus n. This can be written, and this if you are simplifying, what you will get, n plus 1 plus n. Just you, if you are again, this can also be written as n plus 1 plus n, and finally it can be written as n plus 1 plus n. The same thing is there. So, what you are getting, you see, finally what you are getting, n plus 1 plus n. It means this 5 what you have got, this could be written as n plus 1 plus n in this form. It means 3 plus 2, n plus 1 plus n plus 1 plus n, it means 3 plus 2. So, 5 you will get. So, finally, if you will be having consecutive numbers and difference, you have to find out of those square of those numbers. Suppose 3 square minus 2 square, or 5 square minus 4 square, or 100 square minus 99 square. Then which formula will be applied? N plus 1 plus n. N plus 1 means what? N plus 1, it means, suppose in this case, suppose here n plus 1 means 3 and n is equal to 2, that will be 5. Here 5 square minus 4 square will be 5 plus 4, and here 100 plus 99, or you will get what? 100 plus 99, 199. So, difference of any square of consecutive number, difference of square of consecutive number will be n plus 1 plus n, or the sum of that number. Suppose 3 square minus 2 square is equal to what? Sum of the numbers 3 plus 2, sum of the numbers 5 plus 4, sum of these numbers 100 plus 99. So, square of difference of square of numbers will be the sum of the number, can be written. Here example has been given, you see, 36 square minus 35 square will be equal to 36 plus 35, and that is 71. 89 square minus 88 square is equal to 89 plus 88, it means 177. It means if consecutive numbers will be there, 89 and 88, 36 and 35. So, consecutive numbers will be there, and square of those numbers, difference of square of those numbers you need to find out. Simply you add the number, you will get the answer. Here you have, for every natural number n, we have sum of first n odd natural numbers, and that is equal to n square. This is also very, very important. Sum of first n odd natural numbers. Suppose you need to find out sum of first 5 odd numbers. Sum of first 5 odd numbers will be what? 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9. If you are adding this, 1 plus 3 is equal to 4, 4 plus 5 is equal to 9, 9 plus 7 is equal to 16, 16 plus 9 is equal to 25, and that will be how much? N square, means the sum of how many numbers, odd numbers you need? 5. So, 5 square. So, that is equal to 25. So, in the same way, sum of, suppose sum of first 8 odd numbers will be 8 square. Sum of first 11 odd number will be 11 square. In this way, this can be found out. So, this formula is very, very important. Sum of first n odd natural numbers will be n square. Next, you have Pythagorean triplet. Again, this is also very, very important. Pythagorean triplets. 3 natural numbers m and p are said to form a Pythagorean triplet m and p if m square plus n square is equal to p square. and for every natural number m is greater than 1, we have these Pythagorean triplet will be what? 2m, m square minus 1 and m square plus 1 as a Pythagorean triplet. Here you see putting m is equal to 4 in this, what you will get 8, 15, 17. Here if you are putting 5, you will get 10, 24 and 26. Just you try to understand this, what it is. Pythagorean triplet, what it is? Suppose if you have a right angle triangle, I hope you know what is right angle triangle. One angle must be 90 degree. Any triangle, if one angle is 90 degree, then this is called right angle triangle. Right angled triangle. And here this is called in triangle, this is called base, this is called perpendicular and this is called hypotenuse. Base, perpendicular, hypotenuse. And according to Pythagoras theorem, what it is? Hypotenuse square is equal to base square plus perpendicular square. This formula you need to remember. In any right angle triangle, according to Pythagoras theorem, hypotenuse square will be equal to base square plus perpendicular square. And the same thing has been given as Pythagorean triplet. So, 3 number you will be having. Here you see 3 sides you have. So, 3 number you will be having. So, which number will be those? Those numbers will be when it will satisfy h square is equal to b square plus p square. When square of perpendicular and base, if you are adding this and you are getting h square, then that those 3 numbers will be called Pythagorean triplet. So, what will be those prime triplets? How you can find out? Here you see that formula you have 2m, m square minus 1 and m square plus 1. So, this one will be smaller side, suppose base you have, this will be perpendicular and this will be your hypotenuse. So, suppose you have m is equal to, suppose m is equal to suppose 3. So, 2m will be 2 into m, it means 2 into 3, it means 6. M square minus 1 will be 3 square minus 1, it means 9 minus 1, it means 8, and m square plus 1, it means 3 square plus 1, it means 9 plus 1, it means 10. So, you got Pythagorean triplet 6, 8 and 10. And how will you know this is correct or not? So, just you put in this formula, this one h square is equal to b square plus p square, h will be always the longest side. So, longest side you have 10. So, 10 square, here you can write formula h square is equal to b square plus p square. 10 square should be equal to 6 square plus 8 square, you see 6 square plus 8 square, 10 square is equal to 100, 6 square is equal to 36, 8 square is equal to 64. So, finally, what you got? 100 is equal to 100. Means these 3 numbers 6, 8 and 10 will be called Pythagorean triplet, 6, 8 and 10. Any other number also you can put and you can find out. Suppose if you have if m is equal to, suppose 1 you have, m is equal to 1. In this case m is equal to 1, then in this case 2m is equal to 2 into 1, it means 2, m square minus 1, it means 2 square minus 1, it means 4 minus 1, it means 3, and m square plus 1 will be 2 square plus 1, and this will become 4 plus 1, it means 5. Now, you see these are Pythagorean triplet or not. These numbers what you have got 2, 3 and 5, these are Pythagorean triplet or not. Put in this formula. h square is equal to b square plus p square. H you have longest side, that is 5 square, is equal to 2 square plus 3 square, and 5 square is equal to 25, and this will be 4 plus 9. Here you see, you will get 25 is equal to 13, but 25 is not equal to 13. And why it happened? Because m must be greater than 1. M must be greater than 1. So, we had assumed m is equal to 1. So, just you assume m is equal to 2 or 3. Suppose m is equal to 3 you assume. Then in this case your 2m will be what? 2 into 3, it means 6. M square minus 1 will be what? 3 square minus 1, it means 9 minus 1, this will be 8, and m square plus 1 is equal to what? 3 square plus 1, and that is equal to 9 plus 1, and that is 10. Already you have seen this. Any other value you put, suppose m is equal to 4 you put, then in this case your 2m will be 2 into 4, and that is 8. If m square minus 1, if you need to find out, this will be 4 square minus 1, it means 16 minus 1, and this will be 15, and m square plus 1 will be 4 square plus 1, it means 16 plus 1, and that will be 17. Now, you check this Pythagorean triplet what you have got 8, 15, 17, that is correct or not. So, you check that, put in formula h square is equal to b square plus p square, and longest side you had, your longest side is 17. So, 17 square is equal to b square, you have b you have 8 and 15, 8 square plus 15 square. This you see 8 square is equal to 64, and 15 square is equal to 225, and 17 square is equal to 289. Just you multiply and check. Here you see 4 and 5 9, 2 and 6 8, and this is 2. So, 289 is equal to 289. It means what number you have got? 17, 8 and 15. This is what? Pythagorean triplet. So, you can find out Pythagorean triplet by this formula 2m, m square minus 1 and m square plus 1. This will be the longest side, and this will be base and perpendicular, but what should be there? M must be greater than 1. So, you can find out Pythagorean triplet, and by this formula h square is equal to b square plus p square, you can check those numbers or Pythagorean triplet what you have got, that is correct or not. So, here you see putting m is equal to 4, you have got 8, 15, 17. If you are putting m is equal to 5, you have got 10, 24 and 26. Other numbers also you try to put yourself and find out Pythagorean triplet, and you can check also by putting that formula h square is equal to b square plus p square. Next you have between two consecutive square numbers n square and n plus 1 square, there are two n non-perfect square numbers. Between two consecutive square numbers n square and n plus 1 square. Just you see this, two consecutive n square and n plus 1 square, between two consecutive square of the numbers, 2n non-perfect square numbers you will have. Suppose you see first square number you have, first perfect square number you have 4, because 4 is a perfect square of 2, 2 square is equal to 4. Second, just consecutive this what you have 3 square and that is 9. In between 4 and 9, how many non-perfect square numbers should be there? 2n. That is there or not, you check. 2n, here n you have 2, n you have 2. So, 2n should be 2 into 2, it means 4. Now, you see that is correct or not. In between 4 and 9, you see how many numbers you have, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here you see 4 numbers you have, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can check by putting other numbers also. Suppose you have 4 square and next you have 5 square. So, 4 square is equal to 16, 5 square is equal to 25. So, in between how many numbers should be there, you check. In between you have 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 and 24. How many numbers are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 numbers should be there. So, put in formula that is correct or not. Here you see it should be 2n, 2n. So, 2 into, now n you have 4, 4. So, this is 8. So, what is the property? In between consecutive square numbers n square and n plus 1 square, how many non-perfect square numbers should be there? 2n, and you can check by putting a value. Other numbers also you can put and you can find out that is correct or not. So, you need to remember in between n square and n plus 1 square, how many non-perfect square numbers should be there? 2n. Okay, next we will see here you have some solved examples. I hope everything whatever has been explained now you must have understood. Here you have first example, give reason to show that none of the numbers given below is a perfect square. You have 2162, 6843, 9637, 6598. Here you see you have ones digit 2, 3, 7 and 8. So, number which ends with 2, 3, 7, 8 will not be a perfect square, is never a perfect square. Second, you have give reason to show that none of the numbers 640, 81,000 and this number is a perfect square. What you need to do again, here you see the number which is ending with odd zeros. Suppose here you have number of 0 1, number of 0 3, number of 0 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, the number which is ending with odd number of zeros will not be a perfect square. Next, you have state whether the square of the given number is even or odd. So, you have number 523, 654, 6776, 7025. We know that the square of an odd number is odd and the square of an even number is even. So, you see these numbers, the square of 523, since 523 is an odd number. So, square of 523 will be definitely odd number. 654 is even number. So, square of 654 will be definitely even number. In the same way, here you have this is even number, this is odd number. So, square of this number will be even and square of this number will be odd. Next, you have without adding find the sum. You see formula, you know, suppose first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. First 6 numbers, odd numbers you have. First 6 odd numbers means what? N square, it means 6 square, it means 36. You see 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9 plus 11 without adding. If you want to know the sum, what formula is required to be applied? N square, and that will be 6 square and you will get 36. In the same way, this number you have, you count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, this will be 9 square, it means 81. Next, you have 64 as the sum of 8 odd natural numbers. You need to express 64 as the sum of 8 odd natural numbers and 121 as the sum of 11 odd natural numbers. So easy it is. So just reverse of previous question it is. Next you have find the Pythagorean triplet whose smallest member is 12. So just now I made you understand how will you find out. Smallest member is 12. So first suppose how will you find out 2m, m square minus 1 and m square plus 1. The smallest member has been given, that is 12. So suppose this is 12. 12 means what? 2m. So 2m has been given 12. So m will be what? 12 by 2. M will be 12 by 2 and 2 1 is 2, 2 6 is 12. M will be 6. So what you will get? M will be 6. Here you see, putting 2m is equal to 12, we will get m is equal to 6. Now you put the put in formula. First number already you know. Second number m square minus 1. It means what you will get? 6 square minus 1. 36 minus 1. It means 35. Next number m square plus 1. It means 6 square plus 1. So 36 plus 1 and you will get 37. So your numbers will be 12, 35 and 37. In this way you can find out. Next you have evaluate 337 square minus 336 square. Just now I made you understand if two consecutive square numbers you have and you need to find out the difference. Only what you need to do, the sum of these numbers. If you are adding both the numbers, what you will get? 337 and 336. 6 and 7 13, 1 you have, 3 and 3 6 and 1 7 and 3 and 3 6, 673. Then you have using the identity a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square, evaluate this number. You have a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. So, this number is required to be evaluated. So, how it has been done, you see. (609) whole square can be written as 600 plus 9. A plus b whole square, it can be written as a square plus 2ab plus b square, and then you simplify, you will get the answer. And 725 square can be written as 700 plus 25. So, this will be a square plus 2ab plus b square, and then you simplify, you will get the answer. You can see also. Here you see, suppose first number you have 609. So, it can be written as 600 plus 9, and 609 square will be 600 plus 9 whole square, and this formula you need to remember, a square plus 2ab plus b square. And how this formula derives, I will tell you, a plus b whole square. First you see how this formula get derived. Here you see, a plus b whole square means what? A plus b into a plus b. It means a plus b is getting multiplied with a plus b. So, start multiplying. Suppose we will multiply with a. With a we are multiplying a plus b. Then with b we will multiply a plus b. So, what we will get? A into a will be a square. A into B will be AB, B into A will be AB or BA, whatever you write. B into B will be B square. So, here you see what you got, A square plus AB and AB. If you are adding, you will get here 1 AB and 1 AB will become 2 AB and plus B square. So, you got the formula. Here you got the formula. A plus B whole square is equal to A square plus 2 AB plus B square. So, in the same way this is required to be written. So, how we will write, you see, here you see this will be A plus B whole square. In place of A you have 600, in place of A you have 600. So, it will be written as 600 square plus 2 AB, 2 into A into B, 2 into A into B plus B square, it means plus B square. Now, you simplify, 600 square will be, if you are multiplying this, 6 6 ja 36, 2 zeros you have, it will become 4 zeros, plus you multiply this, 9 2 ja 18 and 18 6 ja 108 and with 2 zeros, plus 9 9 ja 81. Now, you add this, what you will get, 1 0 0 it means 1, 8 0 0 it means 8, 8 and 0 will be 8, 0 and 0 will be 0, 1 and 6 will be 7 and this will be 3. So, 3,70,881, this will be your answer. Here you check. Here you see 3,70,881. So, in the same way 725 has been written, by that way you can put and you can find out. Next you have using the identity A minus B whole square is equal to A square minus 2 AB plus B square, evaluate 491 square. 491 square, again you see how it has been done. Just now you understood how you got the formula for A plus B whole square. In the same way we need to find the formula for A minus B whole square. Just you see, A minus B whole square, how we will get the formula, A minus B into A minus B. You see, if you are multiplying this again in the same way it is required to be multiplied, A with A minus B, and here you have minus B, we need to write minus B and A minus B. Now, you multiply this, what you will get, A into A square, then minus A into B minus AB, minus B into A again minus AB or minus BA you write, minus into minus plus and B into B, B square. So, what you got finally, A square minus AB and minus AB means minus 1 AB minus 1 AB, together it will become minus 2 AB and plus B square. So, what you got, A minus B whole square is equal to A square minus 2 AB plus B square, and this is your formula. So, this you need to know also how this formula has been derived, and these both formula is the base of algebra. So, you must remember A plus B whole square is equal to A square plus 2 AB plus B square, A minus B whole square is equal to A square minus 2 AB plus B square. So, now you derive, that what question has been given, that is required to be solved. You have 491 square, 491 square, this is required to be derived or evaluate by using this formula. See, 491 can be written in any form. Either it can be written as 491 can be written as 400 plus 91 or 490 plus 1, 500 minus 9 we will do, and in the same way this will be 10, like this we need to do. This is correct, 491, 400 plus 91. So, by previous formula a plus b whole square, if we need to find out, this can be used. Otherwise, if in minus we need to find out, like this we can write. So, this can be written as 500 minus 9. So, 500 minus 9 is equal to 491, and this is whole square. A minus b whole square it is. A is equal to what? 500. So, this will be a square means 500 square minus 2ab, minus 2 into 500 into 9 and plus b square means 9 square. Now, you see 500 square means 5 5 is 25 and 2 zeros you have will be 4 zeros minus, here you see 9 2 is 18, 18 5 is 90 and 2 zeros plus 9 9 is 81. Okay, now what we will do, here what number you have, that is positive, this number is positive, you add this, what you will get 25008 and you need to subtract now 9000. You subtract this, what you will get, 1 minus 0 is equal to 1, 8 minus 0 is equal to 8 and 0 minus 0 is equal to 0 and 10 minus 9 is equal to 1, this will be 4 and this is 2. So, 2,41,081, this will be your answer. 2,41,081, check your answer. 2,41,081. So, in this way, suppose 289 you have, can be written as 300 minus 11. So, what will be the easiest way? In that form you divide that number and you find out. Next we have, here you see, this is also very important, product of two consecutive odd or consecutive even numbers. Suppose you have first example, you need to evaluate 49 into 51 and 30 into 32. What we can do? 49 can be written as 50 minus 1 and 51 can be written as 50 plus 1. So, this you need to know, these numbers can be divided in what way, so that easily that can be put in formula and can be evaluated. Here you see 49 has been written 50 minus 1 and 51 has been written 50 plus 1. Here what common you have, 50 and 50. So, you can put in formula like a minus b into a plus b, and again a minus b into a plus b is equal to a square minus b square. So, in this formula this has been put a square minus b square, a square is equal to 50 square and that became 2500 minus 1 square, you got 2499. So, in this way this is required to be divided. Suppose 30 into 32 can be written as 31 minus 1 and 31 plus 1. So, that in formula it can be written and easily can be evaluated. Here you see this formula also, how this formula can be derived. A minus b into a plus b. So, this can be again done in the same way, this can be multiplied a into a plus b and minus b into a plus b. Here you see minus b into a minus a b minus b into plus b will be minus b square. Now you see AB and AB, plus AB and minus AB got cancelled, and what you are left with, a square minus b square. So, finally, what formula you got? You got a square minus b square is equal to a minus b into a plus b. It means a minus b and a plus b, if you are multiplying, you will get a square minus b square, and how you will get, you have seen now. So, you need to remember formula, a square minus b square is equal to a minus b into a plus b. So, today 3 formulas you have learnt: a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square, a minus b whole square, that is a square minus 2ab plus b square, and a square minus b square is equal to a plus b into a minus b. In either way it can be said, a plus b into a minus b is equal to a square minus b square. These 3 formulas are very important, you need to remember. Now, you see your number was 49 into 51, 49 into 51. So, this can be written as, you see, 50 minus 1, it means 49, 50 plus 1, it means that is 51. So, now it came into formula a minus b into a plus b, 50 minus 1 into 50 plus 1. So, this can be written as a minus b into a plus b is equal to a square minus b square. So, this can be written as 50 square minus 1 square. So, 50 square is equal to 5 5 ja 25 and 2 zeros minus 1. So, this will be 10 minus 1 9, and this will be 9 4 2, and this will be your answer. So, in this way you need to solve your questions, and I think in solved examples nothing much is left now. Yes, you do not have now more questions to solve. Few things are required to be seen here. You see, properties of perfect squares already you have seen. A number ending in 2, 3, 7 or 8 is never a perfect square. These all the things what you have learnt now has been written. So, you need to write down in your copy in proper way these all the things, and you need to remember. So, very important things you have learnt today. So, these all the things are very important for your even coming classes also. Exercise 3b, after doing these all in your notebook, exercise 3b you need to start, try to solve each and every question. If problem will be there, go back in solved examples, see there and try to learn, and again you try to solve. Each and every question must be there in your notebook. So, next day we will see next topic. Till then, thank you.